Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in to another video here at the Early Intervention Brothers YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe, and smash that bell notification so you can get alerts when we've uploaded new videos. We would appreciate it. For today, I want to talk about what does early intervention do? The past video we discussed what early intervention is. Now it's time to go a little bit deeper into what does it do? When parents start to see a delay and they start services, it can be kind of foreign. They don't know what to expect. They don't know what they're supposed to do. They don't know what their child's going to be doing. But when a specialist comes in, or an infant teacher, whatever it is that you want to call them, but for this sake, we're always going to refer to them as a specialist. So when you start the process of early intervention, a specialist will go to your home. Right now, because it's the middle of the pandemic, hopefully it's the middle or the end of the pandemic, it's going to be done via telehealth. So a Zoom link, a FaceTime, something that's not in home. So with that, that specialist has to be able to communicate to you clearly. And for any specialist watching or any educator watching, communication is vital. You have to be able to explain in detail what it is that you need, want, or require. And if you can do that, you're on your way to having a successful service, a successful class or treatment or whatever it is you want to call it. Now, early intervention, it's very systematic. It's play-based, it's strategic. It's a little bit of everything, really. And great infant specialists know how to change a behavior. Even though it's play-based, we're still going to talk about how to manipulate, how to influence, how to change a behavior. And a majority of specialists need to know how to actually functionally communicate that to a parent. Why should they do this? Or why is their child doing that? How can we stop the child from doing this? How can we get the child to do this more? And a big part of that is understanding of behavior. What is influencing or motivating a behavior? So, for example, if a child isn't stacking blocks and it is required of them to do so, but they don't care for blocks, it's really on for the specialist to figure out how can they motivate that child to stack blocks. Because stacking blocks, it's a huge milestone, right? And then it's just fun, it's creative, it gets your child doing something other than just throwing blocks. It gets them building. It's building on imaginary play. Or just stacking, working on fine motor play, which we have videos that we've done that I'll probably leave at the end of this video so you can click and check that out. Early intervention, this service, it's a partnership. It's a partnership between the parent and the specialist. And as I've said before, it's not so much one specialist to one child. It really is one specialist for one family. And with this partnership, it's really pairing the unknown with the known, with the unknown being the parents and the known being the specialist. They're not walking in to try to tell you how to be better parents or that you're bad parents. They're really walking in to tell you how to manipulate or change the environment in order to promote a behavior that we're not currently seeing. And or how to adjust and respond to a behavior that we are seeing a lot of. Which a lot of times it's crying, it's tantruming, it's not communicating. Well, I guess it is communicating. Communicating for the child because when they cry, parents or family can see, oh, they're telling me they're hungry. Even though they're not saying they're hungry, they're showing that they're hungry by tantruming or crying. And hopefully that's what it is that they're asking for. They're asking for food. But anyways, I digress. And really, once early intervention gets started and this partnership is formed, the specialist is going to have to determine what motivates this toddler, this child. And then, once we figure that out, we're going to hold it for ransom. And now we have something of value that toddler, that child's going to want to work for or gain access to. And once we find the power, we never let it go. Early intervention is really meant to help educate parents, educate on how they should be responding in order to increase the likelihood of a behavior occurring. We're going to be changing a few things. We're going to be asking to do things a little differently in order to see how the child is going to respond to it. And that's just information for us to use. So as we continue to bond, pair, and just grow with this child, we now are learning their behaviors. And if we do that, we can learn how we can change or manipulate what it is we're doing in order to increase the likelihood of a behavior occurring. Early intervention, it's a parent coaching model, or at least it's supposed to be. Because really, if the specialist goes in and does everything, and they can get the child to do a million things, or the parents are still struggling when the specialist isn't there to get the child to do this, is learning really occurring? So if a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound? I think that applies here. It might apply here. So really, early intervention is meant to help model what is needed in order to promote learning, which not a lot of parents might like to hear, but that's really what it is. And really, for a specialist going in, it is play. And infants and toddlers learn through play. But that doesn't mean we can't be systematic about it. That doesn't mean we can't have specific strategies in order to use, because those strategies really are tools. They really are ammo in our arsenal. It helps us help parents help their children. And like I've said in the past, the name of the game is consistency. If you can stay consistent and respond however your specialist is telling you to respond consistently, you'll see change in a behavior. But consistency is tough. It's really a game of will. Whose will's going to break first? The parents? The abuelitas? Or the child's? And when I say break, I really mean the parents. Are they going to break and cave in and give in? Because we're just really waiting till the child learns the skill. Because once they learn the skill and you practice the skill, then there's no breaking, because we can see that the child is capable of doing it. And if they're capable of doing it, we can keep requiring it to be done. Early intervention, it's giving a model. It's giving us support. It's having the specialist who's there, who understands what development is about, and educating parents and empowering parents. And that's what it really boils down to. It's empowerment. It's helping parents feel like they have support in raising a little monster. I mean, maybe not a real little monster, but children can be tough, and they can be intimidating. And if you don't have backup, you're probably just going to cave in. And if you cave in, a lot of the times the children is going to run that house. And believe me, I've seen it. I've seen little 2-year-olds that are little 2-year-old bosses. And what they do and how they do it gets results for them. And it shouldn't be that way. Adults are adults, children are children. We're there to foster learning. We're there to promote growth. But sometimes it leads to tantrums. And dealing with tantrums, that's a whole different video altogether, which that'll come a little later. But I'm going to end with early intervention is a service meant to help and empower parents. It's meant to model for parents. And parents, there is no specialist in this world that can just walk into your home and magically get your child to start doing something that they're not doing. It doesn't work that way. Behavior doesn't work that way. And if there is, please, specialists, step out from wherever you're at, because there's a lot of places that you need to visit in order to help a ton of children. Hopefully, this information has helped you to understand what early intervention does. Thank you. Please like, subscribe, share. Hopefully you made it to this point. If not, no hard feelings.